Hello and welcome back to the cast with Neye. I'm so happy to be back, guys. Today, our episode is talking about etiquette in the 21st century. And we have a guest in our midst today. Her name is Chidera Serial. So she's going to be taking us through all the etiquette you need to know, both public, private, and the rest of them. There's so much etiquette. I can't even keep count of all of them. But we have her in our midst. She's so beautiful, super beautiful. A very dear friend to me. So her name is Chidera Serial. She's a recent graduate of the Federal University of Technology, or petroleum engineering particularly. So there, I would really love to just say something to the house.
Okay, hi guys. Like Neye said, my name is Serial Chidera. Then if you care to know about the other name, it's Miriam. Okay, I'm a recent graduate from the Department of Petroleum Engineering, SPE, Oil and Gas. Okay, Federal University of Technology, Owerri, aka Photo. So that's all you need to know about me. Aside the fact that I'm a girl, okay, I'm a woman. So if you care to know about all those details, yeah, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Dara. So we're going to kickstart already. So etiquette in the 21st century. This etiquette thing has been a topic of discussion for almost everybody. Like, it's something that I keep talking about, both down from greeting down to the last thing you can ever think about. So today we're going to get all our questions answered as usual. Like, it's just going to be more like a conversation. So I'm going to be conversing with her, asking her a lot of questions on etiquette. So the first question for you, Dara, what is etiquette to you?
Okay, to me, I say etiquette as behaviors or conducts that are acceptable, or that is required from a person to make the person acceptable in the society. Things you need to do to be acceptable in society, things that society will accept and will make them feel comfortable around you. So
etiquette are just like behavioral conducts that society at least requires from you, or you need to give back to the society. So that's it on what etiquette means. Okay, so how many etiquettes are in existence? Because I've heard quite a number of them. I heard public, private, corporate, restaurant, and a whole lot of them. Please, how many do you know about? And you can also brief us on some of them.
Okay, there's the one people popularly know as public is actually social etiquette. So it's basically your behavior around people, like in public places, public spaces, how you conduct yourself in public spaces. And then we have corporate etiquette, that's in workplace, how you conduct yourself in workplace, behaviors that are acceptable in the offices and all that. And then we have eating etiquette. You can call that restaurant etiquette, or dining etiquette. So how you eat, your behavior, because you have a lot of people that eating with them can be so irritating sometimes. So, and I don't think if you watch the average, I don't use Nigeria, but average youth nowadays, the way they eat in public places is just so irritating. So how you eat in public places, not even, it does not even mean to be in public places. How you eat with on a normal basis, there are some things you don't do. And then we also have meeting etiquettes, for maybe you're in a meeting, behaviors, things you need to do and things you don't need to do, standard. And there are a whole lot of when people, when you start having you're in a particular place, there's a particular code of conduct, something like that. So yes, for every stage in life, there's actually an acceptable manner for you to act in such ways. So there are a whole lot of etiquettes, and so just for people to actually know that this is acceptable in this sphere and this is not acceptable in this sphere.
Very, very true. See, if I was to go into etiquette today, just know that we are up for it. Today we are up for it. I'm telling you, I must confess, because etiquette is, if I want to talk eating etiquette, that one, someone will be eating and be smacking her mouth or his mouth. I don't understand. I'm like, are you a goat? Are you a cow? What are you churning, please? or you're going out and you're poking your nose, then that come and shake me. Please don't shake me. Don't even shake me, please. Just keep your hand to yourself. Just put it back in your pockets. Thank you very much. So let's progress anyways. But like, we get to talk about that further, like moving forward. Okay, so what's your take on greeting as a moral etiquette? Because I feel like a lot of people are really, let's say, should I say, laying back this greeting, but it's very important. Greeting is a very important part of the society. Like, greeting, it plays a very important role as students, as people in a society. I mean, every culture has his or her own greeting pattern. You know, the Yorubas, they prostrate, and the ladies, they bend, they squat, and the rest of them. So every culture has its own greeting pattern. I believe that, but there's a standard way of greeting. Like, you not just see an elder and just pass, and you be like, I don't see her now, or I don't understand. Is she the one paying my school fees? I don't understand. Like, I mean, the person is an elder. Like, greet the person. It's not going to remove ₦1 from your bank account. So, like, therapy just help me expansion, because I got a lot of yes, she's not my mother, she's not my father. I've not finished seeing my mother and my father in the house, and so, like, I mean, and so, please, Dara, help me expand shit, and please talk to the people outside there. That greeting is very important, because I don't know, just Dara, please help me.
You know, the thing we all fail to understand as human beings is that, you know, we have this ideology that it's only the younger ones that are supposed to be greeting the elder ones, but since that people fail to understand that this whole greeting stuff is, aside the fact that, okay, it's a sign of respect, it tells a lot about you. If, okay, let's, people that say this, she's not my mother, she's not my father, she's not this. If you should go for a job interview, and then the person that is your boss or whoever that is interviewing you is way younger than you, trust me, you would greet that person. Why? Because you are trying to
secure something,
or secure a spot, or make the person feel that, okay, this person is responsible. But then take it outside the office. If you should see that same person outside that space, you feel like, I'm older than this person, why would I want to greet her? But then it's far beyond that. It's something that we should not just leave it to whether the person is older or whether the person is younger. It's just morals for you to see somebody and say, even if it's hi, hello, or maybe you feel like telling the person good morning is an insult to you. Hi, hello can go a long way. To, you know, some people say, like, you can just be walking past, and then somebody's day is already so bad starting, and then you just say good morning. It goes a long way to lighten the person up a bit. But then we just feel like, because the person is not, some people, even I've seen people that said if the person doesn't have gray hair, they would not greet the person. So I'm wondering where the home training that person has, that you have to wait till you see gray hairs on whoever you want to greet before you greet the person. Greeting tells a lot about you, about your background, about your training, about you as a person, your sense of responsibility. It tells a whole lot of things about you. So it necessarily must not be an elderly person before you even say good morning or good day or hello, hi. So you don't see greeting as good morning as only sign of respect or that. It's actually something that you should it's a habit that you should cultivate. Like, it doesn't take anything out from you. Tell somebody good morning or hello or hi or good evening or good day. It doesn't take a strand of hair out of your body. So it shouldn't be a big deal for somebody to always find it difficult to greet. And then you are in a setting where, okay, you know that this is a Yoruba land, or maybe it must not even be in a Yoruba land. Maybe the people there are dominated by a particular set of people, and then you know, okay, this is the way they actually greet. You don't wait for somebody to tell you to prostrate or bend. You just say, because I'm not there, I'm not going to. I'm here because I'm not part of them. I don't. No, you don't do that. Or maybe people come down to the east, and you know that, okay, where you are, it's dominated by this class of people. This part, they said, when you go to the room, you act like what? The Romans. So you don't expect somebody to come and tell you, this is the way they do things here. Remember our definition from etiquette. Acceptable for a responsibility that you need to, you at least a character that will be acceptable in that particular environment you find yourself. So you don't expect somebody that you are in the midst of people that, okay, this is how they do things here, and then you not expect somebody to come and be teaching you or forcing you to do it. If you don't want to do it, if you don't want to adapt, then you leave that environment, because everybody is expecting you that the fact that you are here, you should learn certain things and you should follow those rules. Okay, if for example now we leave this, because Nigerian mentality is something I cannot explain. Leave this setting and go to the Western countries, go to other countries. The fact that you are even leaving Nigeria to that place, automatically your whole senses, your whole body will just be configured to want to act like them. So why can't you just do that here in Nigeria? You leave a place, or maybe you're staying in the north, and then you come down to the west, and you see people when they want to greet, they prostrate or they bend or they do things, and then you now feel like you are high and mighty. The people that are doing that, they don't lack sense. It's just that this is what is acceptable here, and so they have to do it. So people should just throw away this mentality of greeting is just a sign of yes, it's a sign of respect, but aside that, it tells a lot about you as an individual. So I just hope that we begin to see sense in all these little things, because little things like this we just neglect actually mean a lot and tells a lot about an individual.
Yeah, thank you so much, dear. Like, there's a whole lot to say about this greeting. I mean, my mom used to say that greeting opens way for people. In as much as we just see someone in the morning and just pass by and like, okay, good morning ma, good morning sir, you might just take it as I'm just greeting you, like it's just a normal thing that I was brought up with. But I mean, greeting opens way for you. Even if it's just that one thing that the person can hold you for and say, this girl, she's always greeting me. You don't like if there's any opportunity by the corner or anything that is going to like favor you or do like mean well for you, the person will always want to add, no, this girl, she's always greeting me like she's a nice person. Or maybe if there's something that someone has come and said, this girl, like, or maybe someone has said something bad about you, or is maybe trying to destroy your image or whatever, and say, no, I'm not sure this girl, she's a well-trained girl or boy, he's always greeting me like he's always greeting. And then please, if you're greeting elders, don't betray, because like, you cannot greet without salutation. You cannot see me like let's say I'm the madam now in your office, and you're just greeting me good morning. Good morning to who? Good morning ma. So salutation is a very, very important thing or important factor in greeting. It's not just enough to just say good morning, good afternoon, good night, or hi, hello. Like, let that salutation be there. If you're writing an informal letter or a formal letter or semi-formal letter, you're going to put salutation, hello ma, good day ma, or whatever, hi ma. So that bring that into reality as human beings. If you're greeting, make sure there is salutation before or after. Ma, good morning, or good morning ma, or good morning sir, good morning. Or if it's dad, your mommy, whatever you want to say, but there should be to an elderly one. Like, it speaks more about you. Thank you so much. So the next question, when we talk about public etiquette, that's like, going out etiquette and like just normal behavioral conduct when you go out in the public. Can you just expatiate on that? What do you have to say about that?
Okay. First of all, I'm going to start with the one that annoys me most. Like, okay, for people that use public transport, you notice that whenever you're in a bus or in a taxi or whatever, and then you notice somebody making call, you're actually talking to somebody on the phone, and I believe that the person can actually hear you even if you reduce your voices. But why would somebody be screaming and shouting on top of their voices when they are making phone calls? Like, this is if the conversation is going to be lengthy or is provocative, you can just say, okay, could I call you back when I've alighted from this cab, or can I call you back later? But if you want to carry on that conversation in that place, you'll be screaming and raising your voices there. It's actually not nice. That is a very bad etiquette, because normally your phone calls are for you and the person at the other end. Nobody cares about whatever you're talking about. Nobody cares about your conversation. It's just for you and the person. And then other people, and for those that listen to music, that's why we have earpiece. Somebody will be in a bus, in a taxi or whatever, and then you're playing, even if it's a Christian song. They're not trying to say every other person in the bus is a sinner, because maybe we will not complain that would you please reduce the volume of your this thing or something. Those things are actually very, very annoying, and I find them very, very irritating. And then, okay, for instance, you get to an ATM and then there is like a line, a queue for people to withdraw, and then because you want to be smart and you now cut corners and go and stand by the side. Do you know how disorganizing that? Even for the sight of that itself is very annoying. You saw people orderly lined up, waiting for their turn, and then you want to be the smart one, and then you cut corners just to go, and you not go and stand by the side. Somebody outside looking at that line, how disorganized that thing, it doesn't even make sense to even start with. And then so for other people that will be in public places, and then you want to sneeze. Oh my God.
There you go, there on my chest.
Oh my God. If okay, aside the fact that, okay, fine, let's leave the covering, let's just start with this one now. You want to sneeze, and everybody can, like, they will get a share of every particle that comes out of your mouth. There is no handkerchief. Your mouth is not even covered. Let us ignore the fact that, okay, you not even use your hand, if that is even a bad etiquette. But then let us pardon you. You do not use your hand or anything to cover your mouth, and the whole particle from your mouth, everybody is going to participate in take a share of it. It's actually really bad. It's actually really bad. The right thing to do is actually to even sneeze in between your elbows. That's actually the right thing to do. But you see people that will come and then they'll be in see, and it's not just it's not that they will do it with the consciousness and say sorry or maybe move away. They will do the first one, do the second one, and they will even be complaining on top. It's completely annoying. And these are the actually public etiquettes we talk about. And then another thing I want to say is, people, the way we use tissue and then we dispose it, because we use tissue and then obviously it doesn't even look nice for you. When you use tissue, you hold the tissue in your hand, it's like as if you're holding waste. That's the same way when you use your handkerchief, probably to clean your sweat or to clean anything that comes out of your body. The proper thing to do is to put it in your bag or in your pocket or whatever you are holding. It's not imagine I met somebody on the road and I'm like, hi, and I want to hug you or I want to shake you, and the hand you're bringing is the hand with the handkerchief. It's very irritating and very disgusting, because those things are like, the fact that you don't dispose it doesn't mean that they are not disposable. Like, you finish using your handkerchief to clean your nose, to clean your mouth, to clean your sweat, and then you're using that same hand with the handkerchief attached to it, and you want to shake me like, guy, how far? Or girl, babe, how far? And this with the whole corona and everything, we can be so careless at times with certain things, and so it's actually very, very wrong, very, very wrong. Whenever the proper thing, and people, is now a fashion for the youths of our generation. You finish using your handkerchief and then you leave it hanging or dangling in one side of your pocket, or you now maybe you use a waist belt, and then you now put it by the side of it. It's actually very disgusting. Just imagine you putting tissue. You just bring out tissue, cut the tissue, and then put a bit inside your pocket, and then leave the other one. That is how it irritating is to see handkerchief hanging like that, because it's disgusting.
But like then in secondary school now, it was like one kind of swag.
Yeah, now it was.
You just iron your
then,
hanky, colorful hankies. I mean, and just hanky.
Then
them.
it was. That's what I'm saying. It was fashionable for them. But then it's the right thing to do is that once you're done with, you put it inside your bag. It's not even meant for the next person to see. The duty is for you to clean whatever. It's just like I told you, just like using a disposable tissue. Yeah. So clean what you want and then you drop it back inside your bag. But people would want the whole world to see. And you know the worst part? Most people don't even... And the whites, most people even think is... Okay, they are using to add to their fashion or whatever. After cleaning and doing all this thing, it now becomes dirty. So I'm wondering what exactly you're trying to portray with that. So I really don't understand people nowadays. Like I really don't. And then for people that have conversations, this is still around public etiquette and social etiquette. You having a conversation with somebody, it's actually not polite to be pressing your phone, or maybe someone is talking to you and then your earpiece are on, like they are on, like it's actually not nice. It doesn't, like, it's just like somebody is complaining to you and then you are just whatever, when you're done let me know. That kind of attitude. Yeah, so it's actually not polite. So people that do that, even if you're not listening to the person, just stop pressing your phone, just remove the earpiece and look at the person, because it gives that person, even if the person might not really be expecting a solution or a result from you, but the fact that you are listening, the person just wants to pour out their heart. The fact that you're listening is enough. So it's not polite for somebody to be talking to you and then you're pressing, because most people believe that it's only when an elderly person is talking to you that you pay attention, and then it's even to maybe a younger person or your mates. It's not polite to be pressing your phone when somebody's talking to you or when you're in a conversation with somebody. It's not polite.
Yeah, I'm also learning like from all that she has been saying so far. But Dara, please, can you expatiate? It's still on public etiquette though. You know, when people go outside and they poke their nose, I mean, I don't know how it feels to you, but like this one, in fact, like I used to call them gold diggers. I'm like, okay, when you're finished digging, and make sure you go down there, look for the gold there. I mean, mine it, dig it well. Like I call them because it's so irritating. And you're outside like, and you're just screwing it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? What is this? Then you not come and take me out, man. I cannot just imagine it. Or my Dr. Pimple Poppers them in church, you not allow your face to be, you be there touching it. And like, let's say those white things are like the whatever, the poser comes out, you now do it, pinch it, and then have like this star with your finger. That is very annoying. It's very annoying. You just like, you go around your face 360.
Do you know that
your feet pressed everywhere? When you press, now do your finger like this. Don't please. Like, you know that's it. Oh, somebody has a complete. Today I'm dead.
You know, there are also some people that don't even want you to even pick the pimples yourself. They come to you and say, you have pimples on your face, and the next thing they're on your face, and I'm like, I'm not blind. I can see the pimples on my face. Like, they want to help you do it, and they'll be like, it's forming dark spots. Let me remove it. I don't want, sister. Please just leave my face to let it to be. And then for those that pick their nose, I really don't understand how you can be so comfortable.
Gold diggers. Like use hanky.
Even if exactly.
The proper way.
If your nose is itching, you just excuse yourself, go to a corner, use your hanky and do what you want to do, and then come back. You don't have to let the whole world know that
not in public.
There is
like,
something going on in there. So people need to learn a lot, actually.
Like, you don't have to poke your nose in public, like with your bare fingers. I mean, then toothpick, because like I learned that you cannot. There are this whole etiquette of like it's so it's so much that we cannot just stress so much on some of them, because there's so much to talk about. See this toothpick on.
You know the thing is that we use dirty things as fashion, or we trend disgusting things.
I'm telling you.
Somebody finished eating in a restaurant and then you ask for toothpick, they believe that walking out of that restaurant with the toothpick in their mouth signifies that they've actually eaten a big or one expensive meal like that. But it's actually not. It's disgusting, because what that toothpick is meant for is for you to pick your teeth and then you dispose it. And then people want to even, and you want to pick your teeth and then you are opening your whole mouth and using the toothpick to pick the teeth.
You're brushing your teeth.
Exactly. Like, and the whole world, they're seeing your dentition, they're seeing your tongue, they're seeing your upper lips and everything. It's exactly. You're supposed to have, even if you want to use the toothpick, one of your hands should like cover the mouth, and then you do whatever you want, and then you're done, you drop the toothpick. Somebody would open, you will finish picking the whole teeth inside there with your mouth open, and then you will still come out with that toothpick. Come out with that toothpick, and you will walk on the road and still continue. Like, what exactly? That's how tough was the meat you ate that it did not leave your teeth on the first trial.
Automatic chewing stick.
If it was that difficult to remove, then you wait. When you get home, you brush your teeth and take the remaining ones out.
Use floss self.
The point of leaving the toothpick in your mouth and then you leave the restaurant and you're walking home, I don't know what that signifies, but our youth need to learn, like, not even just youth. Sometimes I even see elderly people do that, and I'm like, you are the ones that are supposed to be telling us that this is not nice, and you're doing it. It's sometimes when I see them on doing, I'm like, oh God. And then for people that you finish eating, and then probably you started chewing the meat from the restaurant, you will now continue chewing the meat out of the restaurant and chew the meat on the road. Like, what exactly is your point? Are you trying to tell us that you bought it? Or then people that you're so hungry that you cannot wait. You now have to you buy biscuits and you be chewing the biscuits on the road.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
Or you buy granuts.
And
you buy granuts. Nothing is stopping you from standing at a spot. I know it's even bad habit to walk and eat. It's actually a bad habit.
I'm guilty like that 100%.
But then there's nothing stopping you from standing at a point. And many people are guilty of this. Not just many people. No matter how hungry you are, if you can stay at that shop you bought it, stand there and eat it. Or if you're so much in a haste, you put inside your bag. Whenever you get to where you're going to, you eat it. But the point of buying something and then you're walking and then you're chewing and chum and you're walking on the road, and people that will even be chewing and will not keep their mouth shut, they will be talking and then the particles will be flying here, left, right, center, north, south, east. And so it's not nice. It doesn't even, looking at itself is very disgusting. So and then one other thing I want to say about this eating etiquette, for maybe a dining setting, or you're eating with a group of people, a set of people, and you're all seated, it's normal, even from secondary school, from nursery school, we say don't talk while eating. But in a situation where it's necessary for you to talk, you could just pick up a serviette or a napkin and then place it in front of your mouth while you speak, so that the debris or food particles doesn't like move out and begin to land on people's faces.
Anointing.
Yeah, so you can easily use a napkin or a tissue paper, or in case any of those things are not available, you can use your palm, like put it in front of your lips and then you talk, so that whatever that flies at bounces back and falls off. So that's another habit. And then you are eating, people that want to be so proactive, and then you are stretching your hand, jumping up and down on the dining table, crossing your hand over your food. You can imagine eating. Maybe you're eating and then somebody passes their hand over your food. All the sweat from the armpit and all that. Oh my goodness. So you can just tell somebody, please pass me this, please pass me that. Please, you don't even have to wait till you get to a formal setting. Even at home, somebody's eating and then you're walking past, boom, 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 walking past that place, like walking, or you want to pick something from the table and then you see somebody eating there. You can just tell the person to easily pass it to you. So all these things they look minute, but they actually very important things that people should take note of. Thank you.
So you've heard from the hostess. I mean, Dara is she's an expert in this etiquette stuff. I mean, like, I've watched her closely, and I feel like she's the best so far for etiquette, because I've sat under her, should I say, ministrations about etiquette. So she's really good. So Dara, like, when we talk about restaurants conduct, like how we should conduct ourselves in the restaurant, I mean, like, it's not just about the eating. Like, I think one day I've sat under one of your teachings when we're talking about when you want to say some certain things, when you want to say the food was not nice, or you want to call the waiter, or like whatnot. I think so many restaurant skills and whatever. So please, can you just tell the viewers or the listeners? Thank you.
Okay. Concerning this, okay, it would be nice if the cutlery stuff was practical, but since we cannot see it, so it's just an audio stuff. So I'm just going to be talking about the conduct. And so if you enter a restaurant, I'm going to be two-sided. It's normal that once you walk into a place and you sit down, definitely these people want to sell. They want to sell their stuffs. So they would not see somebody sitting down without food on their table and leave you like that. But you know, we have so gotten used to it that we want now. We want immediate attention. So when you walk into a restaurant, the first thing you do is you walk in and you sit down. You don't go about shouting, "Hey, waiter." That's actually very rude and wrong. No matter how local or fancy the place looks like, these people have a standard, they have a mechanism or whatever on which their restaurants run. So when you walk in and you sit down, I believe any restaurant that want to sell or actually want to do business would not let their customer waiting for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, true.
They will send somebody. Even this local restaurant, if you see this map put or whatever, the moment you step into their store, they won't even let you sit down. They will ask you, what do you want? That is how much they want to sell. So nothing stops you from entering a restaurant and sitting down, and then you wait for someone to come and attend to you. So people will just enter and sit down, and they'll be shouting, "Who they are, madam? We won't chop." And it's actually not nice. It doesn't tell, like, it just shows that this one came from one bush like that. So you probably use that you sit down and then you wait for somebody to come and attend to you. And then for most fancy restaurants, there's actually a waiter is assigned to a table. Yeah. So you don't go about calling everybody. If it's a very fancy restaurant, there are tables, okay, this section, this and this, okay, you are in charge of this. So whenever you see a customer walk in and the person sits down, then you just bring the menu and you pass it to the person, ask the person what to place order and all that. You don't see people, even if you don't see any restaurant where somebody goes to and then they sit and they will now start shouting, "Waiter! No, this time, even from your entrance, you don't know that people, they actually monitor you coming in. They actually monitor you coming in, and then when you sit down, why do you even think that most restaurants have their okay, I don't want to call it wall, or their building, their structure is glass-like? They see you coming into the restaurant, so you don't have to make sure the whole world knows that you're around. Exactly. So they already know that you're coming in. And then you want to tip off a waiter or whatever in a restaurant. Okay, if it's a fancy restaurant, and I know they all have the menu book and all that, you don't just call the waiter and then you can recount money and put in the waiter hand. Or no, you don't do things like that. That's why we have the menu book. You can just actually put the tip there, close it and go. When they come to clear the table, they pick those things off and go. So it doesn't sound like because you're telling them that they don't pay them enough or something. This is maybe you're trying to appreciate them and everybody get the point here. But then you don't just hand them money like that in the presence of other people and the management and all that. There are books, there are those menus, you can just easily put it inside there and close it and just keep it. Whenever they come, if that's how much you want to appreciate them and tell them, okay, you did a good job, and yeah, you put them. And then so some people that this is a very fun experience, because I really don't know what audio is going to go to, so I'm not going to mention names or do anything. Okay, so you people that go out to eat, okay, I'm not being biased here or trying to be one-sided. It's okay for a lady to invite a guy out, or a guy invite a lady out for lunch or dinner or breakfast or whatever. But then, whoever invites has to foot the bills. You don't invite a guy out for lunch and then expect the guy, or except the guy wants to, but it's not compulsory. Since you're the one inviting, the invite, how they say it, inviter, be invitee. The inviter has to foot the bills and not the invitee. So whoever invites that, if you're a lady and you are obviously like going out, so if you are the type that like inviting people out on dates, so you know that you have to have enough money, because you cannot invite somebody on a date and then you don't know the financial situation of the person, and then you're expecting the person to come there and foot your bills, except that other person, the invitee, wants to willingly, and the person does it willingly. So people, but in Nigeria now, we feel like, okay, because I'm a lady, you can just tell any guy, let's go on a date, and then when you get there, time to pay the bills, you're like, pay now. That's very rude. You don't know if the guy had prepared for that, or that was part of his budget, or you are just throwing somebody off balance. And obviously, trust Nigerian men, they will not want to fold their hands, so they will want to pay for the bills.
True.
So whoever invites for a date has to pay the bills, has to foot the bills. So it doesn't matter whether you're a lady. I know most ladies will be attacking me. No, it's supposed to be the guy. But if you don't have money, then don't request for a date.
Yes.
Don't put somebody under such pressure. Whoever invites should pay the bills. And then I know people will be asking, okay, what of the people who tips off, or it's not compulsory that you must tip off a waiter or a waitress. It's not compulsory. But then if you want to, that is it's because you want to. Do not put it as a compulsory something on anybody that you have to tip off a waitress or you have to tip off a waiter. So these are basic things people need to know, so that they don't go and keep embarrassing themselves and thinking it's normal for you to. And then you go to a restaurant, you don't have to raise your voice, no matter how local the place is or how public the place is. When you're talking with somebody, your conversation, you should be as low as possible, bedroom voice if possible. Don't go because the place is local and everybody's shouting and you decide to go there and you're having a conversation and then you're shouting and the whole world is knowing. No. Be calm and talk. It's one, and that's why the tables, the chairs are close to each other so that you can hear yourself. You are sitting in south and somebody in the east is hearing your voice, or somebody in the west is hearing your voice. No, it should be as low as possible. Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, so speaking about this man and woman or girl and boy thing, I have a problem with girls that have this mentality that, okay, it should be a guy calling me every time, and then you keep on flashing the boy. You're like, oh my guy, call back. I'm like, now what for you? Which day will you now take your own phone and call the guy? Is it that these guys, like, calm down? It's not like today I'm on your side today. It's not like no always on your side anyways, but like, I really have to speak up for this one because it's really annoying. A lady can also call a guy, like, call if you feel like you want to speak to someone about something. It doesn't mean, okay, because I'm calling the guy or the person is my friend, he will understand. Guy, call me back, or please come back, or you just give one kind nonsense flash, 1 minute flash, just do boom. Like, my phone ringing tone is just is somehow like I will just hear one sound and that's flash. I'll be like, oh, for your mind, like, you flashed me, really? And you're like, call back. I'm like, if it's one person that's always doing the calling, I don't feel like it's a good public or social etiquette. Like, I feel like it should be reciprocated. Let's be okay. If I'm calling too, I can also have days where the guy too can also call me back, or the guy can also call without saying, "Oh my babe, please call back," or the babe calling the guy and say, "Oh my guy, please call back." It doesn't have to be that way. It's not only guys that are supposed to spend on girls now. I mean, like, ladies. So like we are working hard to also support. So if you have, like, I mean, it's friendship, so you can also call back as much as possible. It doesn't have to just be on the guy. Like, it shows a good display of good home training etiquette and a whole lot of it. I'm not trying to prove a point. Like, ladies, that they don't feel like you want to show yourself that you have money, or you feel like I'm not doing it on that. No, but just so that it can be balanced and equal. Like, it doesn't have to just be on the man's side alone. Okay, so that's then on restaurant conduct as well. I saw one day on an Instagram post that there's this girl that's really, really good this etiquette stuff as well. So she said, if you go out on a date with a guy, and then like you want to use the restroom, like you don't need to say, "Oh, please excuse me, I want to use the restroom." Even if you have tried to fine tune, that toilet now it's no longer toilet, it's now restroom or the convenience, my dear. Whether it's convenience or restroom or toilet, please, she said, say no more. Just say, "Please give me a moment, I'll be right back," or "Please, could you excuse me, I'll be right back." Don't say convenience or toilet or restroom. I mean, like, because the person will start thinking, okay, like, you go to the restroom. You just start thinking, okay, is it number one or number two? So like that kind of thing. And like you're eating, so like you don't need to say that. Just, "Could you please excuse me, I'll be right back," or "Just a moment, I'll be right back," or just like something that you don't have to say convenience or toilet or restroom. Like, I mean, it's not necessary at that point. So we're moving on to charisma. As a lady, as a guy, how do I get to carry myself? It's also part of etiquette. I mean, like, it's an etiquette. Yes, charisma. How do you carry yourself? Do I walk scatteredly, or I just must say, "Oh my guy, now wow," you're just so scattered, very disorganized. You're not just you can't just comport yourself in public, both in church, in school, in classroom, wherever you go to. You cannot comport yourself. You're just like this very noisy. Like, once you enter, you say, "Okay, she don't land." Yes, she has entered. The disco hall has entered. Like, aside that one, like, just based on basically noise. But I mean, like, charisma, how you walk, how you talk, how you carry yourself. So Dara can help us expatiate on that as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. And then for my ladies, some people will be saying, this guy is not looking my direction. This guy is not looking in. Okay, imagine this local girl that you really not even know what is even attracting that guy to the girl. One thing people fail to understand is not by how much or how expensive the clothes you wear are, or how much you got them, or where you got them from, or who's the designer. Do you know that most of these footballers, they actually give worth to the clothes they wear? And do you know why? It's because of the way they present themselves. So no matter how much or how expensive the clothes you wear, or how much you got them, the way you carry yourself and the way you wear them gives value to those clothes. You can buy that clothes for 15 naira, and then somebody will see you, and the way you walk in them, the way you dress, the way you how will I put it now? The way you rocked the dress, the way you combined it, and then somebody will be like, "Hey, this dress is nice. How much did you get it?" And then you will now that's where you now want to even feel yourself and say, "Don't worry, you will not understand. You will not understand." But then the moment you now buy clothes of 1 million, and then you carry yourself so sharp, and nobody even put eye on the clothes, because then they're already seeing somebody that is so here and there, and the character is already, so nobody is even going to look at your clothes to start with. So how you carry yourself tells a lot about you. And if you want people to really value you, it's the way you present yourself to them. So some ladies can be even very, very funny. You see the way some people walk, and one, you're not even your steps are not even coordinated. Like, you're walking as if you're in a fight with somebody, or and you don't know, as a lady, you're supposed to be like, you just carry yourself in a way that I don't even know how to explain it, like with class. But the way some girls will if you should buy a shoe now, give it 2 weeks, the under of that shoe will be worn out. Why? Because you are literally dragging your feet on the floor, and imagine somebody will enter a room and then the whole world will know this person has come because of the way you're walking. So it doesn't tell nice, and then you'll be wondering why the brother likes sister A that doesn't dress well than you that wears the most expensive clothes. It's not, sister, it's not about your clothes, it's not about the hair you wear. You can even buy bone straight hair, and then you'll be chewing gum like what I don't understand. So who would want to look in your direction? You get, anybody that might be attracted to you might be like, okay, they already know the worth of this one already in the market. I'm like, okay, this one might have, but then the person really value your personality. Even, do you know that somebody can just wear a normal, for a guy can just wear a normal corporate trouser and a corporate shirt, but the way that person is going to carry himself, they will give that person respect. I've heard guys say that, okay, they just went into a place, and because of the way they dress, people were thinking that they were the owners of the company because of the way they comported themselves and the way they carry themselves. Then why you that even might be the one that is in charge or the head will not be carrying yourself like the common cleaner or the common staff? So the way you present yourself, the way you actually carry yourself, talking, and then you don't talk, like, let your words be coordinated. Before somebody even finish saying one, you've said 100. Somebody's talking to you and the person waited for you to talk, and it's the person's turn to now talk. You are not even completing every statement. No, you wait for the person to finish before you say something. Don't just be here and there. Anything, you just be running your mouth like you are here and there, here and there. I know there are some people that their personality, they are sanguines, but you will see some sanguines that still have self-control. And there's some other people that you just be here, you are just everywhere. People won't actually like place so much respect on you or not. So your steps, you should be coordinated. Your speech, the way you carry yourself, hair. Hey God, wahala.
There's
Some people,
there, I say, like, there's
some people, and then people. Hey, you want this fashion thing has really caused a lot of problem in this country. We know that, okay, with the way trends are going now, with the way fashion is going, a lot of things are becoming fashionable, but still it doesn't take away our basic knowledge of fashion. The things people wear out, it's now alarming. How is somebody, a lady, you want to go out for an occasion or something, and then, okay, you're supposed to dress. I know for every lady, the type of clothes or the shade of clothes you wear can enhance or hide your beauty. For somebody that is chubby, there are some kind of clothes you don't wear because it would like make you look fatter. So people fail to understand this fact. And then you want to go out, you're wearing a flower top, like a top with flower designs and all that of different colors. And then you want to choose a skirt or a trouser. And you're not forgetting that you're supposed to wear maybe a plain trouser or a plain skirt. And then you're not getting another different shade of flower trouser, flower shirt, or you're not getting striped trouser, striped shirt. And then you now wear a colored shoe to add to the rainbow color to make the color complete.
Lot of many colors. Oh my God, I get fashion.
I really don't know what people do with their phones these days, because there are a whole lot of color combinations on the internet. So you can just easily Google all these things, and then you wear and save yourself the embarrassment. And then somebody that is short, you know that there are some clothes you wear that will make you look shorter, and why there are some clothes that you wear and that will like enhance your height a bit. But people don't even understand all these things. They just feel like, if it's clothes you are wearing, let us just wear it and go out. But no, all these little details actually matter. And then you now see that some people stand out than others, but you don't know the secret those people do. You don't know the little things those people do that makes them stand out. You want to be noticed by this person. To shop, top up your game. use the internet. There are 100 like
expertise.
Use the internet. See, if you don't know how to use Google, I really don't know what you're doing with your phone. Like especially those that are always online 247. It's not just to watch or follow all the Instagram slayers or Instagram influencers or all that. You don't know these people also use Google to find out, okay, what color combination, what fits chubby people, what dresses should I wear. Imagine you're chubby and you're going to wear a flayed skirt. What exactly is your point? What exactly is your point? You have a very big waist, big tight, and you're wearing balloon skirts. Are you trying to enhance the fat or trying to put yourself in shape? What exactly are you trying to do? So please, people should. I know I deviated a lot and entered dressing, but all these things, your dress can actually give you confidence. What you wear can actually boost your morale, can boost your confidence. So people, there's something I do that if I'm going for an occasion, I'm going to write an exam, or I'm going for an interview, and I'm not properly prepared, the way I'm going to dress, I'll just like I'm the owner of the place, because I'll be so confident in my dressing. Even if I'm not confident in anything or any nonsense I'm going to say there, but the fact that I'm dressed well will give me a little bit of confidence. But people don't get that. You're not even prepared for an exam, and then you're not dressed like somebody that's going to the market. So dressing actually helps to boost your confidence. Even if you're very timid, you're very shy, at least you're not going to be bad in every aspect. Choose your dress well. Even if you want to say rubbish, at least when somebody's looking at your dress and looking at how packaged you are, they'll be like, okay. They will not really reason the whole stuff. So please make use of the internet. Google is your friend. Search things. Don't just search for different meal combinations or how to scam people, or how to just make good use of the internet and enhance your life. Simple.
Enhance your life, don't enhance your okay, so now we're done with charisma and every other thing. Please, when you shuffle your feet, like, it throws me off balance. Can't you walk without shuffling your feet? Like when you come here and say, okay, she has arrived, he has arrived. I mean, like, you can walk smartly like a lady, like a guy. You don't need all those entourage, like from sand is falling everywhere, like your slippers is doing the walking for you and the talking. I mean, like or the ones that wear flat shoe, and the flat shoe, they will now remove it, and then they're now placing in fact, the flat shoe, the back will press, because like you're walking on the flat shoe. I don't understand. Wear slippers now if you don't want to wear the shoe again. Kilo day. Okay, so we're going on to the 5 magic words. We have please, sorry, excuse me. What again there? Thank you, and what? I think there are 5. Please, sorry, excuse me, thank you, and I don't know the 5th word anyways, but like, yes, Dara can help us expatiate on that, because these are very important etiquette. Please, I'm sorry, excuse me, thank you. Like, some people just like literally push you. Nothing like oh, please excuse me. They're like, please. In fact, and they are pushing you and they're saying, please excuse me. I don't understand. Like, how does that connect? Are you pushing me and then also saying, please excuse me? I don't even know again. But these are basic etiquettes that, like, as young adults, as users, we are meant to grow up with these things. If not, when we are now like in our 30s or 40s, it's going to be something else for us. And like, don't forget that we also have children or upcoming younger ones to also train. So if we are failed in our own parts, then how do we let these younger ones know that this is what they can actually do, or they should actually do as younger ones? Please, Dara, please, can you help me expand on these 5 magic words? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Nay. The 5 magic words, I know growing up when I was still in nursery and primary school, it was then they would be singing. I think there's this poem. I think then it was 3. They taught us 3. Sorry, thank you, and please. Yeah, these 3. Sorry, thank you, please. That's the 3 then. And you know the funny thing, why do schools teach younger ones these magic words? Because they know the importance of this thing. Because if a child should know the reason why they are supposed to say please, the reason why they are supposed to say thank you, the society is going to be a better place.
Yeah.
Because you can imagine a child that is mistakenly is running and then pushes another child, and then that child falls, and you just look away and you continue moving. Do you know the hurt, the damage that thing is going to do to the life of that child? Because little children, once they start crying, and maybe you just tell them, you are sorry now, that one has gone. And then even linking it to us as adults, do you know how many problems or how many situations we would have come out of if we only said sorry?
Yeah.
But we always want to claim that we are right, or we don't want to look like the weaker person. Somebody told me while I was in secondary school that saying sorry doesn't even make you a lesser person. It doesn't make you the weaker person. It just only makes you the smarter one and the bigger one. Because for you to humble yourself and say sorry, it means you are even you are more responsible than the other person. So, but we always want to feel high and mighty that I can't say sorry, and then we know that for instance now that it's my younger one that I offended. The fact that I don't want my younger one to see me as a weakling. It's not able to just simply say I'm sorry. You not be saying you would have not. You don't used to listen now. You don't used to listen now. You don't simple what sorry would have done. And then that child will now grow with that mentality that I am not supposed to say sorry to my younger one. And then the trend continues. But just saying sorry doesn't make you less or doesn't reduce your age or anything. It's just a sign of morality, sign of responsibility. You're owning up to your mistake. So owning up to your mistake is already showing that you are matured and you're responsible. For you to even own up to your mistake takes a lot of courage. So for you to say I'm sorry, knows that this person have known that this is what I did wrong, and I'm sorry about that. And then moving on to thank you. Appreciation, thank you. No matter how little, no matter how big, maybe whatever the person has done or whatever you've received, thank you goes a long way. Just say thank you. It's not going to take anything out of you. Even if the person didn't do something worth thanking, just say thank you. Just say thank you. And I don't really want to sound spiritual now, but then even in the Bible, the 10 lepers, only one came back to say thank you, and look at what happened. He was made whole. That means the other 9, what were they? Because when he said your faith has what has made you whole, whatever. Those other 9, what happened to them? That means this was going to come back to them or what? So you really don't even know what thank you, and you don't even know, maybe that person was just, maybe he didn't have much at that time, and maybe it was a test run. Let me just do this, and then you come back and you just say thank you, and then the person does more. You say if you thank someone for the little one, the person does more will be open. In the West, I'm not a Yoruba person, but I know this, that when they come to meet their king, they will sing they'll offer all these praises and all that, and then in response he will do something for them. Even to us as children, if we want to get something from our parents, from our mom, we will first of all whine her, as in we'll praise her, we'll sweet mom, we'll sing all things to them just to get something, right? So what is stopping you from saying thank you? Do you know thank you is a form of you say I really appreciate this, I am glad, no matter how much, you don't know what thank you can do. So let's not just trivialize all this sorry and thank you. And then please, you need something. If it's not your own, you need something from somebody, please, it's not a command. The person can decide not to give it to you. No matter how little it is, just say please, could you help me with this? Please, it's not your own. You ask and be polite about it. Don't just command. The person can decide not to give it to you. nothing is stopping you from saying please, even if no. So and some people can even be rude about the please. Please give me that thing, Joe. You be rude about the please. The please is actually like you are seeking for help. You are begging. So don't be rude that you have. Imagine somebody that is begging and not being rude about it. So no matter how little the thing is you want to ask for, even if it's a pen or you want somebody to pass it, it's the person's hand the person is going to use to pass it. Please, could you please pass me this? And then you want to pass, you now quack somebody because you want to. Can't you just say sorry? Excuse me. I was listening to something. I don't know where I heard that, whether it's online or I read it on the internet or something. How a young man was late for an interview, and then he was walking up the stairs, and there was a lady in front of him, an old lady, and then she was so slow about her movement. This brother did not say excuse me or please. He just quacked the lady, pushed her aside and ran upstairs that he's late for his interview or something. Get lo and behold, the lady he pushed aside was the person to interview him. So you don't just push people like that aside. Excuse me. It's just because we've normalized it that it's normal for Nigeria. There's no way, and if they don't want, just push and make your way through. But then it's making us live like wild people, or we are actually higher animals, and then we are supposed to behave higher than the animals. But then now we are not bringing ourselves down to the level of animals, and then instead of you to say excuse me, we are not pushing. Like the pushing is going to pave a way for you. You can easily tap the person and say, please could you excuse me, or excuse me, or you want someone to say excuse me or something. You just that's excuse me. Like it's not taking anything. There's nobody that we've heard that said excuse me and dropped dead. Or anybody that said excuse me and then was rushed to the medicals or something. But we just don't want to. We feel like all these manners and all these morals are making us look like weaker vessels, or then are making us look like some people say you want to form class. For me, it's not about forming class. These things are just something that you need to do to show that you are educated. I don't understand why somebody would be educated. You actually saw the words of a nursery school, a primary school, a secondary school, and even advanced, like you went to a university, and then you come out and then you still behave like animals. Like if you just say sorry, please, thank you, it's not going to take away anything from you. It just shows that okay, this person is educated and responsible. But we feel like okay, if we are outside here and then we are mixed with the uneducated people, and then we want to now lower ourselves to their standard, which is not supposed to be. These are people that is because of the way we are behaving. It's not making education to look useless, because after going to school you now come out and still behave like people that do not go to school. So what is now the point of going to school?
True.
So we are actually supposed to be teaching those ones that are not educated, okay, this is the way it is done. But then they are the ones teaching us after. Why did you not pay for? Why did you pay school fees? We have usually not even paid the school fees. But we now go out to the public environment, and then we are waiting for people to tell us the right things to do. And it's not as if we don't know what to do. Somebody will say that common sense is naturally common. We know these things are basic things we need to do. These are common knowledge people are supposed to acquire, even from childhood.
How Nigeria has just made it to
then we come out and then we are waiting for somebody to tell you this is what you should do. But it baffles me, because when we behave like this here in Nigeria, if we live here, everybody is trying to now look coordinated and look like you are educated outside there in the Western country. So why don't you just bring that here to Nigeria and let's make this place civilized a bit? But we've already adapted to the status quo that everybody in this country is not normal. So everybody wants to run straight. You have to behave. If you don't behave like you belong to the streets, they will run you straight.
Yes.
Things like that.
We just believe that it has to be done the hard way. Like Nigerians can never want it the soft and organized way. Like we always know for like I don't know how to explain it, but like we believe that if it's not done this Niger way, oh my God, forget it. There's nothing like organized, or there's this already bad mentality about it. So we are just going according to the trend because we feel like this is the correct way it's meant to be, but unfortunately no, that's not the correct way. So we are meant to stand in the gap as youth and as young adults to correct this notion and lead the ones that are upcoming to the right path. I also want to talk about greeting on a second note, because some people also say that, okay, I greeted her but then she didn't answer me. I'm like, I know that for once, if you greet someone and the person don't reply you, it's not like intentionally the person wanted to snub you. I don't know, for some persons it might be intentional, but most people intentionally they don't want to snub. Like, they will not just want to snub you. Maybe their minds were not there, or they didn't even hear it. Some people are greeting and they are greeting from their stomach. Voice it out like you have voice. If you want to shout, you shout. If you want to shout, say other things, like you can say it with your voice loud, with your full chest. So I mean, like, why is it that greeting like what is that? I'm like, I did not hear you. And then you now say, they did not reply me. I greeted him first time, or I greeted her first time. She did not complain. Yes. They now used to greet as in, she did not reply me. And me, I'll not greet her again. I'm like, I don't understand. They said, if you greet once and the person did not reply, greet again. If you greet the person, in fact, like, I even got that bad that once I greet you first, second time, and then you don't even reply me, I'll go to you, I'll tap you. Ma, I'm greeting you. And I say, oh my dear, something. I say, yes, ma, I'm greeting. I say, oh, so I'm so sorry about it. But most of, like, their minds are not even here, so like you don't even get to even blame them. Yes, but if you're intentional about greeting, and like, you know, this is your elder one, and like you cannot just see him or her and pass. Like, you be like, ma, I'm greeting you. And I say, oh, I'm so sorry, my dear. How are you? And that's all. You move.
And do you know that sometimes, even if you're so used to greeting, and then you forget to greet somebody, that person will intentionally even respond to your greeting even before you greet the person.
True.
It doesn't take anything from anybody. So that is to show you that some people are actually not so petty about these greeting things, but we just want to make everything look petty. And then concerning that running strict and everything, it's not like a competition for who is going to be. We have now seen this whole streets, I live in the street, or this is how we do in the street, or this thing. Like, it's not like a competition. So everybody wants to drop their education and their sense of morality and want to now start acting wild, so that they will have a sense of belonging in society, which is not even right to start with. So it's time we go back to our childhood, things we dropped, and begin to pick them up. All these morals that we've left behind, it's time we begin to go back to them. Because if everybody should be so conscious of basic things, these basic etiquettes, trust me, Nigeria is going to take a new shift. It's going to take a new shift.
Yeah, very, very true. So the last point we're going to be talking about today is abbreviation. And I know that so many of us, well, I didn't get used to go anyways, because like, it's not that I didn't have a phone by then, so I was not opportune to use the to go app. But there are so many of my mates then, to go was the reigning thing then. I was like, if you're not to go, you're wrong. Like, to go. Now the abbreviation we learned there, or they learned there, they have now transferred it to your everyday life. Please send me pics. What's that? Or when you're chatting, I mean, see, let me just sound. If you're chatting with me, please don't abbreviate for me. If you cannot type in full, call me or you send a voice note. It's as simple as that. Because these are basic etiquettes that, if not corrected, you can even be chatting with your MD or HR and you're there typing pics or please. Please, what is PLIX, like, or PLS? What is that? Like, PLEASC. How many letter words? And like, it just remains. You just complete please. Or what's that? Okay, KK. What's that? Okay. Same 2 letters. Like, I mean, like, these things they are overlooked, but I mean, like, they should not be overlooked. That's where we are driving out. Driving out today. They should not be overlooked. abbreviation is something that you should not overlook. Stop abbreviating. Even if you have been abbreviating before, you can still stop it. You, YOU, and you're writing you, like you, because BCOS. Can't you just type it for? See, to me, anybody that abbreviates to me, I see you as, I don't know how to place you, but there's a way, like, there's a kind of room I just keep for those kind of people, because I feel like I don't get. You cannot say people that are well responsible, well trained, or people that, like, educated people, like people that I know that, let's say, they want more for themselves, and you're abbreviating things that are just so petty, maybe because, or okay, or you, or please, or can you, all those kind of small things. Not like I'm like, I don't understand. And that's why some of us will now carry that abbreviation stuff into writing. You're writing essay, you're writing all those things. It's God that will help us in this country, I must say. God that will help us in this country. Yeah, I would have given Dara to say something, but I don't know if she has something to say. Yeah, just on there.
Okay, concerning the abbreviation stuff.
Yeah.
Know when you're used to something, you don't unconsciously, you don't know when. Okay, for instance, you're writing a formal letter or a formal setting. Then I remember then when we were doing Tugo and all that. I think back then we were about writing WAEC or so, and so most of my classmates, then in WAEC you have to write a letter, because we were so used to the abbreviations on Tugo. They were now writing those abbreviations in formal letter. WAEC. Are you not seeing how somebody's playing with his destiny? So most times it's actually not too good that we get so used to all the shortcuts. Right, nothing is stopping you from typing the full words. And then because of this, most people are not even forgetting the spellings of even the simplest thing. We have forgotten how to spell because of abbreviation. So we should please try to just go back to this basic. Go back to the basics. Thank you.
Okay, so guys, the wrap now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening so far. Thank you for being with us up to this. I think this is like an hour plus, and like you have still listened up to this time. I'm so grateful. We bless God for your life. You made it through. So thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. I'm at Neya Luzie, and at the Cast with Neye on Instagram. And then our guest today, yes, you can also follow her on her social media platform, Chidera Serial on Instagram. Yeah, at Chidera Serial on Instagram. On LinkedIn, Chidera Serial. Yeah, and then I'm also Neya Luzie on LinkedIn. So you can also hook up with us. If you have questions, you can also ask as well. And we're ready to answer those questions at any time. Thank you so much, guys, once again. Love you.